fellas, good opportunity to have a quick 3-man conversation. November is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and obviously there was the tragedy in the NFL. Marshawn Kneeland, 24 years old, Dallas Cowboy. He lost his life, and entire NFL grieves. To his family, to his friends, to his loved ones. Our condolences and our prayers are with you.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, got a pin in it. I fought here to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Limitless. Take a stomach, got a pin in it. I fought here to witness it. Got my people feeling militant.
This is Freddie T, Channing Crowd. I'm Ryan Clark, Pivot Fam. Thank you guys for tapping in with us. Freddie T, you've been such a large proponent of mental health awareness. When you saw and heard the news of Marshawn Kneeland, what are some of the thoughts that it sparked for you?
I mean, obviously, I think what jumped out first was one of ours, one of our brothers. And it just reminds you, man, that no matter your size, color, race, all of that, you throw all that out the window, right? Everybody's suffering. Someone is suffering. And just wanted to make sure that at that moment, I ended up calling around to a couple of my guys who I know had been struggling, since they've left the game or whatever, just to tap in, check in with them. We've always talking about checking in. Sadness, felt for his family, wondering how his teammates were holding up. But yeah, man, it's just a constant reminder that it's okay to open up. It's okay to ask for help. And me trying to do my best in, getting the message out, try to continue to put the message out, whether it's on my feed, tweeting about it, in my story, just to try to continue to remind everybody that if you're feeling some type of way or if you feel some type of sadness or what have you, try to reach out. Try to have one person you can at least talk to. And always remember that therapy is always the new therapy. Like, it's not just cliche. Don't run away from it, but it's real. It really can help, man. So just want to continue, as you just mentioned, RC, to send out prayers and thoughtfulness and wishes to his family, his teammates, the guys over in Dallas. And we got to try to continue to do our best to continue to spread the message that it's okay. It's okay to ask for help.
Along those same lines, and it's something we say a lot when things like this happen, and when we speak about mental health, it's like, have somebody reach out to, have somebody talk to, ask your friends what's up, check in on them. But also, man, it made me think about it after Kneeland's passing, and everybody brought up that he scored a touchdown, his first NFL touchdown. He's making it. He's, doing that, that great on the field, and that was brought up, and it just made me think, as you're talking about reaching out to people, just think about all the aspects of life somebody could be struggling. If it's not career-wise, it could be, financial. If not financial, it could be family. If it's not family, it could be relationships. Not relationships, it could be kids without kids. Like, don't just look at somebody's best and say they're doing fine. Because that's what, and I understand when people pass, I even said about my dad, don't tell me sorry 100 times. Tell me about the positive stuff you knew about my dad. But don't just think about all the positive. Think about the different aspects of life somebody can be struggling. And also, man, people struggle with success. I was watching something recently about it, something on Netflix, where like you get successful, it adds a whole new dynamic. You get famous, it adds a whole new dynamic to your life, where some people can take it and roll off. I knew dudes that weren't social and outspoken and extroverts that got to the league that the pressure of being known stressed them out. You know what I'm saying? Well-known Ricky Williams with his social anxiety stuff. So really don't just think about what stresses you out. Really think about the holistic human being when you're talking about somebody stressed or depressed or anything like that, because it's your problem might not be a problem for some people, right, but their problem is a problem for them. So whatever Kneeland was going to, like you say, hate that for his family, hate that for the league, hate that for the, for his children, his old lady. But just look at a bigger picture when you're thinking about somebody, being concerned with somebody's mental health. Yours is different than theirs.
You know, when I think of Marshawn Kneeland's passing, one, it's obviously tragic and it's sad, but manufacturing joy is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So many people are fighting this internal fight, and from the outside, they say, or you feel that public accomplishment and public success can heal private wounds, but it can't. So whatever that trauma you're facing, whatever those obstacles or adversities or that pain or that voice in your head that's telling you that something's wrong, or that voice in your head that's telling you it's not enough, trying to manufacture the joy, whether it's for yourself or for other people, is exhausting. And I was talking to my therapist about it, and she was asking me like about conflict resolution. And I was saying, like, I don't have this large range of emotion. I'm either like, I'm good with everything or I want to fight, right? Like, I don't let myself feel any of the things in the middle, because I think, one, when you feel those things, you have to accept those things. And I also believe it's like hard to move on afterwards. I want to be able to move on. Like, I want to be able to be happy. I want to be able to, I know the situation sucks, but I want to bring joy for myself, and I want to bring joy for people around me. I don't want people, and Marshawn Kneeland, like, he lost his mom and he never actually got over that. And then you score a touchdown on Monday night, and like, you hear after his death, like, people are like, man, you should have been happy. Like, that touchdown don't change the hurt. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Dak and other players have mentioned, like, he was saying bye to everybody. Mm. How heavy must life be for you to say, I'm in this spot and I love this and I love y'all, but I'm ready to go. Mm. And so for me, it just says a lot about how heavy pain can truly be. And, you know, Freddie T, you are someone who, like, has really been focused on this on the show, in your life. What's a way you feel like people can show up for those who are in those positions?
Just ask questions. You know, if you love someone, all those signs are sometimes hard to identify. You know, that's just the truth of it all. But it's okay to just kind of reach out, and even if you're aggravating, just ask questions. You know, just try your best to, you know, allow somebody the space to tell you how they really feel. RC, to be honest with you, is tough. You know, even when, you know, talking to my own children about things, I try not to lead with, well, this happened, that's why I'm coming to you, more so than just saying, look, is everything good? Is anything else going on in your life? You know, can I help you with anything? You know, let's just talk. So you can try all those things to kind of trigger something, but we never know until we know at the end of the day.
Yeah, as the happy friend, when you're dealing, you know, like you said, you didn't want people to say they were sorry when Big Randy passed, which, though, people obviously are, yes, and truly are yeah, sorry, but you're supposed to set the tone in your family, right? Like, you're an energy guy, you're an attitude guy, but what do you do when your cup needs to be filled and you're trying to take care of everybody else?
That's tough. I would say you have to, almost like Fred talked about with the kid, man, you got to meet people where they are. Because I'm a get away by myself guy. I'm a recalibrate. I'm a recalibrate guy individually. Being an extrovert, that's fun. I enjoy it. But when I do need to recalibrate, my cup's full, I need to get away. I'm not getting away because I'm upset. I'm getting away because I'm resting the entertainment and I'm getting myself right for a second. If it's fishing, if it's just watching TV, whatever, walking around the backyard, that's what I'm doing. But different people, and that's where you got to love them and ask questions just to figure out and really listen. We had a guest on recently said, listen to what they're saying. And hey, when I need to go fishing, I need to go fishing. I'm not trying to get away from you. It's for me. So just understand your loved ones, and you should want to do that already.
I think the thing I know when I'm going through it is I don't want to be taught how to go through it, right? Like, I don't want a person to tell me well, maybe you should try this, or maybe you should do this, or this is what you're feeling. You don't know what I'm feeling. And like, you also don't know how I process, right? In our world, in my world, I was taught like I couldn't be sad. You know, I was taught that like people didn't care, and just to be honest, like people didn't care about this little brown boy's sadness. They didn't care about his circumstances. I was already being taught that there are other people in the world you gotta be twice as good at everything in life to get anything. I was already taught that when they like, I wasn't taught and told if they knock you down. I wasn't taught if you go through something. I was taught when you go through it, right? You don't allow it to affect you. You don't allow it to stop you from accomplishing whatever you want to accomplish. Don't allow it to stop you from working the way you want to work. And so now when you do feel something, that's your foundation. Like you're found just based on like trials, tribulations, and lots in life, your foundation's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got people at 46, you know, trying to teach me that, well, this is what you're feeling and this is how you got to process it. And a lot of times I'm like, I don't want to process it. Like, I want to wake up tomorrow and whatever that was that happened yesterday, I want to be past that so I could go out tomorrow and have a better day. And not talk about that, not focus on that. And that's not the right, and I know that's not the right way to do it, but I think that's the hard part for me when I'm trying to help someone, because I can only help you in the way I want to be helped. I don't want to be asked a million damn questions, right? But then there's somebody who, like Freddie T says,
Wants the questions.
They need the questions.
Yep. But that's where the love comes from, understanding that person. But you got to really care and listen to that person. Don't criticize my grief. I've heard that before.
Yeah, you know, so I think that's the, like, you can't tell people, you know, what to feel. And I was watching Max Crosby respond to Aqib Talib. And obviously this is not about the depression or any of that, but this is about like how you internalize what people say, what people do, right? Because he was like, man, like, and Aqib's a borderline Hall of Famer.
He can play ball.
Max Crosby is one of the best players in the world. And we're in this space now, even Draymond. Dre called Dak a bum on his show that he does with Jordan's shows. How do you feel about like where the relationship of, because I can't even call it media anymore, people who talk about sports to people who play sports is now?
It should be what it always is. It's just a different medium you're putting it out on. When we were playing, when there was only ESPN, the players, I don't know, y'all get mad at what they said about y'all. If the Jags can play well, if the Steelers get their ass whooped, if the Dolphins lost, it was just a different face saying it. It shouldn't be a different if Aqib Talib's on this medium, if we're on our mediums, or if it's Steve Berman, Boomer, or somebody like
Berman,
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why is it so different? It's the sensitivity of it. You can criticize people and take the criticism. If you respect it, you'll listen. If you don't respect it, you won't. If it's Stephen A, or if it's us talking on this platform, if Stephen A on a different platform, take that. If you want to internalize it. If you're a professional athlete, go do your damn job, man. Y'all know, but I think I'm in a minority opinion of not caring. I don't know why Crosby would even care about what Aqib said about him. Who cares? Is he a GM in the league, or is he somebody you're playing in the next 3 weeks? Who gives a damn what he thinks about you? I like the platform that athletes have now, like we have, different platforms to speak on, but you have to deal with us, I say it, the same way we had to deal with just ESPN back in the day. You want to listen. Don't let it affect you. Don't let it upset you, because we're getting paid to talk. You're getting paid to play. And I said, Max Crosby's job right now is way harder than Aqib Talib's job sitting there talking. So that's what I would say to Max. Max, don't let no motherfucker get to you.
I think the key thing in that, Channing, is versus the old school way, the old school media, is the platforms. Players control the narrative, right? And players can respond right now if they want to.
On their own show.
Right, as soon as they hear it, or they can, let it simmer for a little bit and dissect it and decide if they want to respond or not. They got to weigh whether it's fair criticism or just disrespect. And some guys, the sensitivity level can be kind of high, especially if you're not doing what you're supposed to do and if you're called out. So there's accountability, then there's clickbait, and players can just jump into it. And maybe they also go back and say, well, maybe I was a little premature on this because he looked at it this way. Now I got to go back and assess my performance. And maybe I did stink, or maybe, he's reaching, but it's all just conversation at the very end of the day, because the player has his perspective on what he's doing and what he's going to do. And the person on the other end, the analyst who you said, his job is to do what? Talk about it. He's not in them trenches no more. So, hopefully they can have a conversation offline or even online.
For what?
Because, if they want to. If they want to, because this is the messy part. Two really good players. Yeah. Aqib was a dog out there. Max is a dog out there. Like, what's the bickering about? You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it brings up another conversation too. The YNs, the young players would say, man, them old heads, Unc and them, they just talking. They hating on the younger guys. That's been a whole nother conversation too. Now, I don't think Talib is hating on Max. He's just, calling out what he sees. And then Max got to be the guy that says, all right, I can accept this if you're right, or if I feel a certain type of way from it, this is my response to it, and then either leave it alone or go out there and prove them wrong.
Like when I look at Max's situation, even Micah's situation with Colin, we got to stop we do two things that make me sick. The first thing is this. Every time, whether it's an analyst, a former player, or whatever it is, says something that folks don't like, you hating. I'm actually not. Like, my time up. Like, whoever it is. No, I can't speak for everybody. I'm talking about for me. I don't care nothing about nothing. I know who I was. I know who I wasn't. I'm talking about what I see. If you think I didn't say it in a way that you comfortable with and you want to shoot back, that's the second thing I hate, though. That it don't make you sensitive. These players, to me, aren't sensitive if they answer. That's not sensitive. If we say it, we got to be comfortable with them disagreeing.
100%.
Right? Like, whoever you talking about, whatever player it is, he is not going out there to not be good at his job, right? He wants the ball for himself, for his team, for his family. And so when you do critique it and they disagree, if they hear it and they tweet at you or they got their own show like Max and they say they disagree, that don't make them sensitive. Like, it just doesn't. And like, we also got to realize the way the platforms have moved, everything starts to feel more personal. Like you mentioned, like the old Sports Center wasn't really about the analysis. It was about like the highlights, and it was about Stuart Scott adding his color to it, right? And so then though, you get debate shows like First Take and you get Undisputed. And so now it's like the only way to make a point is to make it sensational or to entertain, right? On those certain platforms. And now that you got podcasts, it's even more just opinions. And because I got one, right? It's an opinion. And you can give your opinion how you want to give your opinion because I own this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna feel like from whatever couch, whatever chair, from whatever studio, you can say what you want about these players, but when they fire back, they sensitive. That's not sensitive to me. You just answering. It's all media, Chan.
It is media, RC, but my point, Willie Lump. You're on your platforms and you say Willie Lump is terrible. What is him talking back to you going to do anything for how he's performing or what he's doing? What's the point? I'm saying for the player, what is the point to argue with a media member? So
it's not even about arguing with the media members. One, you know that the back and forth can bring money because it can bring clips and views and eyes, right? If you're Max Kreiser and you have that show, you're talking about Aqib Talib, one of the best in his era at doing what he's doing, says something about you, now you're replying. People care about that, right? That's why players now own their, like have and own their own platform. The other thing is this. Think about Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty might not have been worried about me, but you know what the people in the media did? They asked him about it. Tua Tagovailoa might not have been worried about me, but you know what the people did in the local media? They asked him about it. Because what's happened, whether right or wrong, and it starts with the Stephen A's of the world and the Pat McAfee's of the world. And like Pat, I give it to him, like he's very positive about everything. Like that's the way he goes about the job. But these people, in some ways, even me, Dan's, the Marcus's, you become stars. Like people know you. And so the media members that are local, they listen to you. And they know if I get this soundbite with Tua Tagovailoa talking about Stephen A, or with Max Crosby talking about Aqib Talib, which it was on Max's show. No, that's a soundbite for me. I get to put that on my channel. I ask that question. So it don't even be that these dudes sensitive. It be that folks ain't coming up with no good questions on their own. So they rather ask about the people who are important that's talking.
Yeah, they say your name, then now the clip goes viral. They say guy off whatever.com, it is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
I think like that's how everything is now changing. But like I still stand on it. If an analyst or former player doesn't think you're great, that don't mean he hating. Like most times that guy is actually just giving his general opinion about what he sees. And if a player answers, that doesn't make him sensitive. You know what I mean? Like I think that's just, because even I know, like in doing the job, and you're great at this. You're great at saying a very simple thing in a very entertaining way, right? So think about like stuff you said. I'll ask you, do you feel like things that you have not been passionate on, right? Or that matter to you at all, you've said in ways that have made it seem more disrespectful than you actually feel?
1,000%. Because it's almost back to your point about getting traction and things. This guy is average at his job. Nobody wants to hear average. Nobody wants to hear lukewarm. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear great, Hall of Famer, or terrible. That's what gets attention. That's what people want to hear. That's called an opinion. He's okay. She's nice. He's decent. He's a C+. That's lame talk. Man, that boy balling now. He the best thing out. Energy and fun. Same thing. I know why you threw it at me, because you do it too. I know those opinions. And the players have to understand that and see it from the media side. And the media has to understand on the other side. You went hard on this dude.
You gotta eat it.
So he gonna go back hard. Hey, he ain't worth a damn. If he gets mad about not being worth a damn, you can't be upset that he came at you because you were being extremely entertaining. I know I could take exactly what somebody else says, the exact thought, and make it 10 times more entertaining, and I could get traction off another person's thought in a second. Anything you can say to me right now, I can do that. That's why you hit the platform. That's why there's not that many opinions on different topics, fellas. And there's a lot of things that yes or no.
The film is the film.
It's a lot of, did he catch the ball and did you not let him catch the ball?
How do you say it?
How do you say it? How do you break it down and how do you make it entertaining for somebody to watch your ass 742 hours a week?
Okay. Speaking of, right? You recently did the thing on Russ. And people was finally like, all right, good, Chan. And I saw somebody say, that's the first time, they commented, that's the first time he explained it in a way where I get it. And they was like, oh, he's not talking about like what type of man he is or what type of, he was just saying, he just want him to be real. Like stop having, and because you said it though, the way you finally said it, it was entertaining, it was fun, and you was like tighten it. Like I think that those things matter, which brings me to you. So, I'm at work the other day.
Okay.
Right? And Stephen A, we walking down the hall. He watches, Stephen A, thanks for watching the show. He watches the show, and, you know, we had the conversation about, I think it was Jasmine.
Okay.
You know, Representative Crockett. And he was like, oh, I see Fred had a little opinion about the way I say certain things. Now, he didn't get on you. publicly, but he did address Kerry Champion. He addressed Michelle Beadle, right? We talked about him on our show. It was whether it was Jasmine, it was also Alexis Ohanian. Why do you think now, Freddie T, it's become so popular to go at Stephen A? And how do you feel about him actually addressing things?
The loudest person in the room gonna be seen. You're gonna be heard, but you're gonna be seen too. And that's all I was saying was Stephen A, he's excited, he's loud in his delivery. I love what he does, right? And he's also thought-provoking. He makes a lot of great points. And then he makes a lot of people think. And people are gonna take it and give their perspective on his perspective. Like, he sets himself up for it, right? So he has to deal with it. But that doesn't mean defending his name when he goes out there and defend the criticism that he has to lose peace over it. I don't know if he does, or actually he probably doesn't, because he keeps coming back. And that's his job. He's built for it. I ain't mean nothing, Steve, man, I ain't mean nothing about it, brother. No, I'm just
Don't apologize.
I'm not apologizing.
Don't apologize.
I ain't apologizing because I like Stephen A. And I made my point, like, the same way Jasmine Crockett is exciting and she gets a certain amount of people behind her for her approach, and the people that voted for her, it's the same people that either gonna rock with Stephen A. or not gonna rock with her. And the same thing with Jasmine. So, if you can put it out there, you got to be able to tolerate it. You got to be able to handle it, stand in it. And that's all I'm saying.
This is why I told you not to apologize. You said you put it out there, you got to be able to take it. It's not a YN saying, it's a ON saying. Old fella. Big spoon, little bowl.
Alicia's going to appreciate that.
Big spoon, little bowl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The thing about Stephen A., he said it on the show. He has a big spoon, big bowl. He said, I'm built for this. He likes your criticism. It's why he went up to him in the hallway when he saw you getting on him and said, oh, Freddie got something to say. He loves his bowl to be filled because that gives him more to spoon back out.
Right.
That's what he's doing. He's building up all that criticism. And I watched his podcast when he talked about Kerry, talked about Michelle. You're giving him things to speak on that he wants to speak on.
Right.
And that's how it should be. Stephen A., don't feel bad for him, nothing. If you have a big spoon, have a big bowl, you can have a little spoon, little bowl. If you don't fool with nobody, I don't want you to get fooled with. If you get on everybody, be ready to have everybody get back on you.
You're right.
And that's all I want the whole world to do, especially on the media side, the athlete side. Big spoon, little bowl. You can't have it.
Yeah, the one thing I thought was interesting about what Stephen A. said is he goes, I can't ask a question about black women. Because the whole thing was when he came on the show was like, you didn't hold his feet to the fire about these different things. And I've already had that conversation. I won't have that conversation anymore. But I thought it was very interesting because I don't think that stands in the sense that you can't question, right? Or you can't want to have a conversation that may be a part of constructive criticism. I think people in our community are comfortable being held accountable. I do believe there's a way you have to do it, especially when the women, and in this case, the black women he was talking about, are truly in our communities attempting to raise our communities, attempting to promote our communities, right? Because the way it's seen and the way it already feels is they're already up against so much, right? Like whatever Jasmine Crockett is doing and saying, she's already up against so much. There's already so much opposition for her. So we don't need one of the most prominent black voices to add to that opposition, right? And the thing I don't like is that it has to make you all of these derogatory terms as if everything you've ever done for the community is now mute, because it shouldn't be a zero-sum game in that sense. But when you think about, there's obviously Michelle Beadle and, there was Kerry Champion, and I'm not talking about them specifically, But I think back to what people wanted us to do to him, right? It's the easy thing to do. If you right now want to garner favor in our community, say something negative about the way Stephen A. speaks on the political topics he speaks on as it pertains to black women. It's really easy. If I wanted to put a clip out right now and I wanted it to go viral, all I got to do is wig out on him. It's a very simple thing.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of these people who have piled on the back end, they realize that gravy train, which is what he has to understand, right? And where I am now in life is like, I want to do my best, bro, to not respond to nobody. Right? Like if you decide to say something about something I've said, I have no words for you because it's not my concern. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like we got to start thinking about like what's our priority. You know what I'm saying? Like our priority, and I've told y'all from the beginning, I want to make great content. Oh. Does making great content mean always trying to do like the clip that the people want to see? Like I'm done with that. Right? Like, I'm gonna have the conversations that edify people who support us, that build us up as humans and individuals, and that complement our show. Like, I'm not into she said this, he said this, now let's go back at him so we can make this clip that everybody watch. Like, to me, man, like, that's what the media became, and I think we gotta get away from that, and I wanna definitely do that with us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, that's important. Chan, man, you know, and I guess this is a hard transition, so I'll just say it. Fat Joe and Jada, Freddie T, were having a conversation.
Yeah.
I think this is an important conversation for people to listen to. And they said it's very prominent in their community that the homie die and the wife end up with the best friend. Mm-hmm. Where they do that at, y'all?
You just break it down real quick for you. If he passes, God rest his soul, this is a hypothetical person. Then now isn't the wife now a widow free agent?
What?
Just let's think about it. And this has been his best friend, so he's been around. They have good rapport. They know each other well. She kind of knows him. She has an inside track on him. He has an inside track on her. I don't see it as crazy as I've heard people try to make this, where, what they say, friend, you know, you become friends first and then you become lovers. They got through the first side of it.
But they own, so this is T.
See what I'm saying?
So like T. All right. T.
Perfect example. So,
T now.
So now we taking a person, that's my best friend. If I was to die, I think he's a good enough dude and I trust him. If your wife dies, you want her to be lonely, solo forever?
He's not saying that.
I don't want her to be consoled by my best
No. If
friend
your wife
with his
died,
penis.
But you don't want her. You don't want if you die, you want your wife never to be with anybody.
No.
Okay, you want her to find.
live.
You want her to find somebody
Yes.
to keep living.
Absolutely.
So why not be with somebody that you know is a good person? You know, hopefully you wouldn't be best friends if he wasn't a good dude, wasn't a loving person, wasn't an abuser, wasn't nasty, love kids, love people, philanthropist.
So what you
I
telling?
know all my
so,
homeboys.
so what you telling me
all
this?
my homeboys are good people.
You a widow. You become a widow. God, we don't want Asia. We don't want anything happening. You become a widow, and your best friend's wife is a widow. You would marry her?
I'm not saying I'm trying to marry. I'm saying it's not wrong.
Chan, you think that would be okay if you married your best friend's widow?
I'm not saying it's the norm.
No, Chan.
I'm saying you're making it act like it is out of the wild and crazy.
It's wrong.
You know that's a good part.
Chan.
Is it wrong?
Yes, that's your best friend and he's dead.
And now
Would you jump in? You're jumping in, bro. You jumping in. You gonna go live in his house?
Listen, okay. Any of y'all, what's it called? God daddies.
Yes, I'm a godfather.
You're a godfather.
Yeah.
Yes.
Taking on the godfather is what? What is your responsibility?
That
it's
is
different.
No, friend.
different.
What's your
If
responsibility?
the parents pass, you are now the guardian of that child. That's what that means.
The God wife. The God husband.
No, because in that sense, Shan, what you're saying is this. In the sense you're talking about the godfather, right? The humans in question are in the ground, right? in marrying your best friend's widow, only one of them are in the ground, and now you're inside your best friend's widow. That's a different thing.
See, you going all sexual.
No, but it's
I'm
gonna go there,
I'm going
Chan.
emotional.
Chan.
I'm going productive. I'm supposed to providing protection. That's where I'm going. Y'all want to always go to beat 'em up. I'm not always going there.
Love and loyalty dying at the same time?
No, it's
Or
not. Is it more loyal to now let my best friend whose past wife just run around the world willy-nilly and get with a serial killer?
Like they say in life.
or marry a serial killer,
But like they say in life insurance, if you died yesterday, right? And as RC just said, Asia, we don't want you to be a widow. But if you died yesterday, and T and Asia was at the waterfront having a watermelon pivot and vodka martini.
Today?
A week from now.
No, Ness, it can't
A month from now.
No, it had to be some time and all.
A year
You know what I'm
from
saying?
now.
A year? Move on in a year. I already got worms in my eyeballs.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, man, because we got to wrap. I'm gonna tell you this. It's not supposed to happen. This ain't This Is Us. We not finna be Miguel and Rebecca.
Oh, wow.
Right? If my best friends pass, I'm taking care of your family. I can still protect them. I can still provide for them when they need to be provided for. I'm always going to be an ear. I'm always going to be a hand. I'm always going to help. I'm not marrying your wife because once you touch her, once you tell me you love her, once you take her on a date, she is off limits to me forever, whether you live or you die. It is all the same thing. It's all betrayal. Don't do it. We can't do it. This has been The Pivot. Chan is nasty. Thank you.
Worms in your eyeball.
Betray a dead person?
Worms in your eyeball.
Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On the vision, I can trust. Limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up.